This episode featuring Derek Jeter is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, ZipRecruiter. When you're hiring, posting your job on just one site isn't enough.
With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites with just one click. Let ZipRecruiter's powerful technology match your job to the right candidates and use their simple dashboard to find your perfect hire. In fact, over 80% of jobs on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours.
Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Tribune. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Tribune.
Ryan Rucco and CC Sabathia with you in the R2C2 podcast in the TPT studios. You like that name?
R2C2. I like
yeah, you like that.
Are you a Star Wars fan, Derek? We had to play off that.
R2C2. Okay.
That's pretty good. I can tell this is going to go out. Thanks for hanging out with us, Derek.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming by, man.
All right.
So I think we could start this one. What were you guys friends before you were teammates?
I hated you.
We actually had never even met just one time, like at an All-Star game, quick, but like never. Because I mean, we only play each other once a season or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
You compete against someone. You have respect for how they play, but I didn't know them at all. Just hello and passing.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Why do you think you guys hit it off?
I don't know. I mean, I was excited when he just texted me right after I signed.
Yeah.
And I just because I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. Coming to the Yankees, you're scared to death, and like just to get that text, like it kind of like calmed me down. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, all right. I mean, this might work out.
By the way, I'm realizing like Derek's he's kind of our boss now a little bit.
Yeah,
you realize
right.
that? Yeah. Because if we're going to do a Players Tribune podcast, man, your face isn't like on the checks or anything. Not that we're getting any at any point, but
Well, he doesn't listen anyway. Make a difference.
No. So you're about to be a dad, man. Because we have someone who's very experienced at this field here in CC, 4 children. What's the number one piece of advice you would give Derek, just like off the bat?
I just think get sleep now. Because it's over. But I think you got the patience for it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be better than me at it, just with patience and like being calm, because it's a lot, man.
It's I would assume I don't have children, but Cece's got 4, and you got any grandkids yet?
No, I'm on the way. Bringing girls home and texting and stuff.
I'll lean on a lot of people for advice, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's just sort of you just dive in. You don't.
Are you excited? Like nervous?
Can't wait. Both.
Have you been did y'all take a class?
No.
You got to do a class, like have somebody come in, say you got to change the diaper and stuff.
That's where I rely on you.
Now you got to do one class, like just to, like a little. Just somebody to let you know,
it's just
sleeping habits, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's starting to get real because, in theory, you find out you're going to be a father and you're excited, but now you start to see the baby bump and countdown. So it's getting real. So I'm sure I'll take plenty of classes.
Did you read the books and that? I don't know what the books
first
are, but I
did everything like what to expect when expecting. I read it. I wouldn't. I guess I just admitted it now. But
Amber wasn't going to let you not read it.
And we did the classes, man. Like I was just so excited, and I was nervous. I don't know how to change a diaper or any of that stuff. Making bottles and stuff. So like it was. But after the first one, then you figure it out. It was good.
Making me look bad because I
got to get you the book. Now I'll bring you the book on Sunday.
You got a little time though, right?
I got some time. Yeah, so I have enough time.
What are you most nervous about for fatherhood, or what do you fear most about having a daughter?
I've always prided myself on being prepared. In everything I do. When you play, you want to be prepared. I think it slows the game down for you. But I don't necessarily think there's any way to prepare for this. I just from what I've heard, you just have a baby and all of a sudden you're at home by yourself and you look at your wife and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that makes me nervous. It's just not being prepared.
But it's cool because it's yours. Like it's not like you just kind of like your instincts just take over because it's like your baby. So it's like you just figure out what to do, what they want.
Yeah.
The hardest part is when they're young and they can't talk to you. So you got to figure out if they're hungry, if they need to change them, if they need to go to sleep. Like that's
crime
always,
means that.
That's what I'm saying. That's always the toughest part.
I see that. See, CeCe's going to be a good resource for you now. This is like sort of an audition.
This is one of the where I can actually help you.
The only thing with CeCe is you reach out to him half the time you don't hear back.
What are you talking about?
No, you can ghost me. You can't ghost
that,
Derek.
But I've never done that to him.
Is that true?
When was the last time I did not text you back?
He went from I've never done that to when was the last time. See, he told on himself.
That's right. Now you have a reputation
it's
of
just
going
hard
ghost.
for me to say no. So like he'll say something like, "Hey, let's go to dinner," whatever, and I'll say yeah. But then I get tired, and I'm like, or him and Robbie, like the one time at Ocean Prime.
Well, it started with CeCe coming to my golf tournament. It used to be in Tampa.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to come down.
I came.
Can I finish?
My bad.
So he said he was going to come down. We had auctioned him off to play with a foursome.
Oh no!
And he never showed up. Now our golf tournament that particular year was in January. Next time I heard from him was first day of spring training when I saw him. And it's a true story. Is anything untrue about that?
No, that's true. That was my fault.
Well, clearly. Why didn't you show up?
I had my baseball. I had my baseball camp
think about
in
it.
California. No, it really was though. And then I didn't know how to tell them that I couldn't come. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I let Amber do all the scheduling now. That's why Amber does all the scheduling, because she can say no, yes or no.
I'm on the email.
Because I always say yes.
Do you play golf?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not very good though.
You ever play
I'm looking
with Derek?
forward to getting good so I can beat you. I mean, that's like my main goal. It's like as soon as I retire, to be able to get out there with y'all and win.
I'm just letting you talk because there's no eraser on this.
I know.
I'm going to say
exactly.
this.
But I feel like I can get my golf game together enough. If you did it in 2 years.
I don't know how to take that. What do you mean? If you were able to do it.
If you did it in 2 years, I know I can do it in 2 years. Like I can get it good enough where I can play with y'all.
How often you playing now?
When I'm home, I play. My problem is I move around quite a bit, and I don't. And it's not a game. It's not like riding a bike. You have to play it at all times. You have to practice. I don't like to practice. I like to get out there and play.
Did you play in your tournament, or you just
No, I play now.
You play now?
Yeah,
That's good.
I play now. Yes.
So what's
That's
the
fun.
score that you're like you feel good about when you're done?
If you break 80 right now, I feel good.
That's good, man.
That is.
And
good.
you didn't play when you were playing baseball? You didn't play golf?
I didn't. I had a golf tournament, and I sat at one hole so I could take a
You
photo
just
with
do
every
one
group.
hole, and then, but like good shots though. You know
One
what I'm saying?
One
Yeah.
shot. The last 4
Yeah.
or 5 years, I just putted. So I didn't play. Now pitchers can play because they work once a week.
All the time.
Right.
So
We got
you have no excuse.
Aaron Hicks, man. He can play. He's
I've
good.
heard.
He's been playing. I've been playing with him one time in spring, and then. But he's that guy though. Like he gets mad. I don't want to go out there and be mad. Like I get mad enough on the baseball field that I don't want to go to the golf course and like slam my clubs down. Like he was throwing his clubs and shit. I'm like, I'm never coming out here with him again.
Yeah, you will.
Harkey's the same way.
Yeah,
Like I
played
don't
with
understand
Harvey,
that.
But you will. You'll understand it. It's a whole nother. You got to find something else to compete in. And the good thing about golf, at least what I like, is you go out there with whoever you want to go out. It's the only thing I do by myself. I'll go play 18 holes by myself.
Really?
And walk too. That's the one thing I'm
You
not
can
walking.
walk too. Yeah. You can wear people down.
He asked me to go play in spring training. He's like, "Oh, well, you want to play Old Memorial or
Avila.
Avila?" I was like, "Avila's got the caddy. I mean the cart. That's what I'm doing. Like I'm not walking. I'm not good enough to walk. First of all, because if you walk,
You could be
gotta hit
walking
the
all
ball.
over the
That's
place,
what-
man.
You got to be
That's
good
right.
to walk.
No, that's true. You go out by yourself though. You play.
I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Just
I'm
like
addicted.
relaxing, to peace of
It
mind
is.
too.
Yeah, you go out there with whoever you choose to go out with for 4 hours. You mean go by yourself? It's only 2 hours, but I enjoy it.
Do you really think you're going to play a lot of golf?
I'm definitely going to play every day when I'm done, especially if he's playing. Like, I got my guys playing, and, all the guys that, I played with are now retired, and they all play golf. Andrew, Jeet, Andy, so, yeah, I'm going to have to get out there and kick some ass.
I think you're going to walk off the course like on the 11th hole every now and again, frustrated with yourself. Like,
oh, no, I'm sure I'll do that. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a hard game to play. I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and master it right away, but I am going to be able to compete with these guys for sure.
well, CeCe, it sounds like you are thinking about retirement. And if you are, I need to direct you to our good friends at ZipRecruiter.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates?
With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites with just one click. Then their powerful technology efficiently matches the right people to your job better than anyone else. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you, it finds them. In fact, over 80% of jobs posted on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours.
So no juggling emails or calls to your office. Simply screen, rate, and manage your candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard.
Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, R2C2 listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/Tribune.
That's ZipRecruiter.com/Tribune. One more time to try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/Tribune.
I was rewatching the 03 Center Stage from you, and you said people don't realize this, but I'm really goofy. Like people don't think this, but I'm goofy. Now, you were in the clubhouse with Derek? You think that's accurate?
No, we had fun, man.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that we had a lot of fun. We always had fun. It was always jokes. It was always bets. It was always some type of yelling, music playing, and that was always like the thing that I got mad about. People perception of us as like Yankees, like we were uptight and like, buttoned up. I mean, yeah, that's a perception, but like behind the scenes, it was always a lot of fun. And I think he was always right in the middle of it.
Well, there's a difference of when, and I say this respectfully, but there's a difference when the media is in the clubhouse as opposed to when the media is not in the clubhouse. Because when the media is in the clubhouse, they're listening to everything. So guys are a little, they sort of stay in their shell. But once they're out and it's just the guys, we have a good time. Mm-hmm. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I just say people are more open and freer and looser. And so we had a lot of fun. But I used to hear from years, our organization was so buttoned up and it's businesslike, which it is on the field. But we still have fun.
And it needs to be on the field.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that it rubs off and that we get wins that way. People know we're gonna come in and try to kick your ass and then, do it the right way and get out. But when it's not time to do that, we have a lot of fun.
Were you a pranker? Like you like practical jokes on your teammates, that kind of thing too?
I did at times, yeah. I got blamed for a lot, but I did a lot.
Who'd you get good? Who was a favorite target of yours?
Who I got Marcus Timms good.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, it was after September 11th, and we used to have the security dogs always go around and sniff throughout the clubhouse every single day. Marcus had just got called up, so what I did was we put a mysterious-looking package in his locker when he wasn't there, and we had talked to the security people, and so they had the dog. I don't know if the dog barks or sits whenever they find something. So this dog sits, and then you bring Marcus over, and they ask is this your bag? And he said, no, it's not my bag. It's like, was this your locker? He said, yeah, it's my locker. So they opened it up, and it was like some red tape and all kinds of things.
He started crying.
He was trying to deny it. And they called him out into the hallway, and he was about to lose it, man. But Mr. T went out there and said, we got to put a stop to this. So we told him we were just joking. But he had literally just been called up. So,
but now to hear him tell that story, man, he still tells it like.
Marcus, he's with you guys now.
Yeah,
does a nice job.
Yeah, he does a great job for the young guys, especially all the guys coming up. Have you seen like any of our games? Have you been watching?
I've seen some, yeah.
These young kids can play, man.
Well. Yeah, it's playing well. It's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, and it was hard because they were talking about rebuilding, but the rebuilding took 2 weeks, it felt like. They were talking about rebuilding, they traded everybody, and then like Sanchez came up, hit 20 homers.
I don't like the word rebuilding.
Yeah.
Because if you say you're rebuilding, then you automatically just assume you're going to lose.
And I didn't like it because at my age, 35 last year, I don't want to be rebuilding. I didn't sign up for that. I'm here to try to win every single game, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of tough, but then to watch the way everything is kind of unfolding and, the kids and it's not just they can play, it's good kids too, man. Yeah. I know some of them took them out to dinner and stuff, but, these kids are they got it together, man. I think it might work out.
But you just slid in there. What, 35 you said you were?
I'm 36 now. I'm saying 35 last year. Okay, what?
I didn't say anything. I was just asking. Making sure I heard you.
Tell me I'm old.
No, I'm just.
What stood out to you about let's take Gary and Aaron. Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge. What stands out most to you about those guys?
I think just the way that they work. I mean, they have like good routines already as young players, and I think they have a good idea of what they need to do to be ready to play. And I think that's all that you really need. I mean, as far as results on the field, I mean, that's going to come and go. I mean, it's a game of failure, so you just got to learn how to manage that and learn how to separate each day. But I think, as far as like getting prepared for the game and the way they go about it, I think they're on the right track.
Yeah, it's fun for me because I live down in Tampa, so I used to work out at the minor league facility every offseason. So I've seen some of these younger guys that are up now since they were 17, 18 years old. So it's fun for me to see the progression, and the opportunity that they're getting was the same opportunity I got, and a lot of us got coming up, was an opportunity to play. And, the challenging part for every player, CeCe will let you know, is everyone's going to struggle. At some point you're going to struggle and things are going to look a lot worse than they really are. It's just how do you get through that struggle? And but their personalities, the work ethic, like CeCe said, that gets you through most things. So the Yankee fans should be excited because this organization is going to be successful for a long time.
Was there any one person you leaned on more than others to get you through those struggles, in addition to just sticking with your routine and trusting that the results would come?
Player-wise, or just anyone in general?
Anybody in your life?
Family.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm you struggle quite. I struggled a lot when I was younger, and coming to New York, when you struggle, you read about it every day. So it's tough to deal with. But you have to have someone that you can lean on, someone that's there for support. And for me, it was my family.
How about you, C?
Me, it's these guys, man. I'm always texting him. I text Andy all the time. But what he just said is what he always tell me. You're always going to struggle. You just got to find a way to get through it and separate each day. And that's something that's real.
Yeah.
He told me that, 3 or 4 years ago was like the first time I really, really started struggling. I think that was the year that I had the knee surgery. And we sat down and talked. I was going through it, and he was, you just got to separate each start from the last. You can't take it into the next. That's hard to do, especially it's hard to do when you're playing every day. But for me, it's hard to do when you're only out there every 5 days. So some of that kind of lingers over. So, that's been the toughest part, is just separating each start and going out there and just letting the results be what they are and just preparing well.
Will you text Derek and say, like, hey, I got this issue? Or
I'll text him first and be like, hey, you've been watching. Because sometimes he could be, you never know where he is, you know what I'm saying? But, one person I know that's always watching is Andy.
Yeah.
I can always text Andy. I can always text Jorge, too. Jorge's always, he try to pretend like he don't watch, but he's always watching, too. So I can always lean on those guys. And obviously, being at home, my kids don't care if I give up 7 runs in the game or if I just threw a no-hitter. They just know that Dad's home and they want to hang out and play. So that's always been the funnest part for me, too, is being able to separate it with my family.
Now, we see CeCe wearing his Raider hat. This guy's a huge sports fan. We're usually talking NBA playoffs or like about his fantasy team or whatever. And I can see CeCe like going nuts if like Derek Carr throws a bad pick or something. Like I can see you, even as an athlete, as a big fan, like getting mad. Derek, are you that way at all with any teams where you'll get like, you have an emotional reaction?
Michigan.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I was about to say, I was hoping that you...
Yeah, I'm a big Michigan fan. And CeCe's not a humble fan. It's true. He's not humble at all. Anytime one of his teams is doing well, you never hear the end of it.
It's true.
But, yeah, I'm a huge Michigan fan, and he's a hater.
I knew he was going to. That's the word I was waiting for right there.
What do you have against Michigan, though?
Nothing, but I just
any team I pull
Michigan water polo or water polo on it, and we betting anything. I'll be like, gee, I bet you they lose.
That's great.
So it's just trolling him more than like Michigan, obviously.
Football and basketball, you watch. It's Michigan for both.
Yeah, Michigan for all sports.
Do you have any pro team that you're particularly into in the other sports, either NFL?
I root for friends I know.
Yeah.
Not like one particular team.
Right.
It's tough because, you get an opportunity to meet a lot of players and you have respect for them. So I root for the guys that, I know and I'm closest to.
I've been trying to get this guy to go to an NBA game with me for like the last 9 years.
I saw his family at a Nets game this year.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
No, it was your nephew and your sister all watching Sean play.
It's an easy explanation. Yeah, I played every day. CeCe could stay out and do whatever he wanted to do, and he didn't have to play the next day. So I had to give him a proper rest.
That's right. When it comes to being like an athlete getting those relationships, though, and having access to those people, who's somebody you've met along those lines where you find yourself really following their careers now? Because I'm sure there's a lot of them who you're like, yeah, I root for that guy, he's a friend, but like someone who you find yourself even more maybe invested in than you thought you would be.
I think the people that you respect, obviously, how they go about playing the game, how they handle themselves off the field or court. People that you've gotten an opportunity to get to know. Peyton, Brady, Russell Wilson, guys that just come to mind. But there's so many players that I could name that I've had a chance to, learn from. Even though you play different sports, but you can still take bits and pieces of people's careers and how they've worked in preparation. Those guys that I mentioned, because they spent a great deal of time preparing. But I could go on with a list of 30, 40 players.
You're listening to R2C2 with Ryan Ruocco and CC Sabathia.
CC, I know you already know this, but this summer is going to be fire.
Bro, as temperatures rise, there's nothing better to quench your thirst on a hot summer day than an ice cold, refreshing Pepsi.
That's kind of true. Like when you're at the ballpark or a tailgate, or you're just watching a game from home with a couple of buddies, sometimes you just need to grab a Pepsi.
Yeah, and it pairs perfectly with hot dogs and brats and pizza, peanuts, popcorn, game day food.
You ever eat any of that on a game day?
Every day in the dugout. I'm in the dugout asking people for hot dogs and brats every day.
Perfect. So I have to ask you, now that you're thinking about that food, are you thirsty yet?
So if you're out grabbing a Pepsi, make sure you grab a couple bottles of the new Pepsi Fire.
What is Pepsi Fire?
It's cinnamon flavored cola, available for a limited time.
All right, just like this season. Sounds like Pepsi Fire is going to be gone in a flash.
Pepsi is a proud sponsor of the New York Yankees and this podcast.
Now, CC watches everything. This guy doesn't miss a show.
I love it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're
TV
a walking
shows,
Netflix.
Sports, TV shows for sure. Yeah. I have nothing to do. He just said I only pitch.
You only pitch once a week.
Every fifth day. So
he said he was a pitcher.
I watched the Get Down season 2 in one day.
Oh my gosh, man, that's unbelievable.
If I'm into it, I can finish it. I'm into it.
It's good. I mean, it makes you a great resource because to talk to you about anything, I know you're going to know it. Is there a show you're lost in a Netflix, or you just you can't put down that you binge watch, or have binge watched that you just loved, obsessed with?
Man,
I never really known you to be a show guy, though, huh? Yeah.
I like House of Cards, Game of Thrones.
You watch Game of Thrones?
I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I'm not a binge TV watcher.
No, but are you all caught up on Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. How are you?
Still confused because there's too many storylines.
Right? I know. So I had never seen it till last year. I watched all 5 seasons in 3 weeks. It was the greatest thing ever because I had everything current in my mind. Then watching. Now that a year's gone by,
it's tough.
I have no idea what's going on with any of them. But the finale last year was phenomenal. I do remember that.
It was.
A lot of
last
stuff
year, I was just waiting for the dragons to actually fly. I've been waiting for that for the whole time on the show. You know what I'm saying? So for them to actually take off and have some action was great for me. That was all I really wanted.
Do you read these internet theories about it? There's 3 dragons, so you need 3 riders. So
I've read
Don't ruin it.
I mean, I know. I don't know why I do this.
But let me tell you what I think Jon Snow and Khaleesi are going to end up together.
Me too. They're not related, are they?
I think they are.
And they're still going to end up together?
No, I mean together
in power.
In power.
Okay, got you.
You guys need jobs. No, that's going on.
It's just, I don't work that much.
We just Google all the time. All right, now, also in that center stage, and me and Cece were texting about this.
Oh, what?
In the center stage,
okay.
Derek's favorite song.
I have not seen that.
It's
You ever seen
from
the center
03.
stage?
You never?
Right.
Well, it's been a while.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Now, you said In the Club was your favorite song. Is it still your favorite song?
It's one of them.
Yeah, it's held up nicely for you.
I'm not in the club, but yeah, it's still one of my favorites.
All right. How about movie you quote most often?
Ooh, Friday.
Nice. I like it. How about you, C?
I don't know if I have just one. Step Brothers is a big. There's a lot of quotes from there that I can use. that I like. Step Brothers, I guess would be my number one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a real quality one. How about Players Tribune, Derek? Like CC and I, we always would talk sports, right? And so we were like, wanted to start a podcast, but not have it be drumming up controversy, right? We wanted to be more about storytelling, having fun. Yeah. And so we were on the phone. We were like, Players Tribune might be a good place for that because that was at least part of our mindset towards the branding, right? Not like making up controversy or taking something little and trying to make it bigger. You're trying to have guys tell their stories, right? That's sort of our perception as consumers of it, and now maybe part of the team. But what was your vision for it? Why was it important for you to start?
Well, you said it. This was, CC's idea. We want to give the athletes an opportunity if they have some ideas of things that they care about and things that they want to do. We want to equip them with the tools to be able to do it in an effective way. Just like I mentioned before, I wouldn't necessarily say athletes are scared to say things, but I think a lot of times they're a little timid and they're real careful with their words because they don't want their words to be twisted. So we wanted to give them a platform where they could speak openly and freely and honestly and make sure that the message that's being portrayed is exactly how they want it to come out. And, when I started this, it didn't exist. And, we've gotten a tremendous reaction and, a lot of contributors in the athlete community that are showing people that their athletes are not just one-dimensional. They have things that they care about and they want to share those, but they needed the platform to do it in an effective way. So that was the idea behind it. And then now you have athletes like CC coming. This is something he wants to do. So let's help him do it.
I think it's cool that just, for him starting a company, I think for me, like media relations wise, this is going to sound weird, but he helped me out a lot. Because when I first came here, I would be too honest, or I would tell you exactly how I felt, about everything. And, just sitting down talking to him or talking to Asado or somebody, be like, hey, think before you say what think of a good way to say what you want to say. And I think that helped me out a lot as far as going forward with the media, as far as after games or just making sure I sat down and collected my thoughts before I got out there and said anything. So I think it was only a natural progression for him to help other athletes out and as far as media wise to getting this out there and doing it in the way you want to do it, I guess, if that makes sense.
You were a kid who wanted to be shortstop of the Yankees. You not only do that, you get your jersey retired. You're the first Yankee with 3,000
We get
hits.
a plaque, jersey retire.
Gifts.
What else could we get?
Trip to Italy. I remember you got the trip to Italy.
What else could they milk out of this?
But I'm wondering, you've talked about how it's been, sometimes you've never necessarily let it soak in or hit you. What's the closest you've gotten to letting your accomplishments actually be felt by you and you understanding them and letting it hit you?
Last game I played at Yankee Stadium is the only game where I had no control over my emotions. It might have looked that way, but I almost lost it on the field numerous occasions. And the only reason why I was able to finish the game is because we went from having a big lead, and I'm saying to myself, please take me out of this game before I screw something up. So now all of a sudden we were tied and we had to try to finish a game. But that's probably the one game I've played, and ironically, it's the only game I ever played in Yankee Stadium that didn't matter.
That didn't matter.
Because it's the only game
But
where
it was like
eliminated.
the biggest game ever, though. It was crazy.
And it felt like a playoff game. So.
It just set up perfect for you, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you write that in or put that in the end of a movie, I wouldn't even watch it. I'd be like, yeah, right. Like, there's no way. This guy got 3,000 hits. He got all these accomplishments, World Series, and then he gets to come up at the bottom of the ninth of his last game. No chance.
And
like
the thing is, if he was thrown out at home plate.
If the guy would have been thrown out at home plate, me and Jeet would have been standing on the field together. Because I was out there. As soon as he got the hit, I was like the first one out there. Fresh off knee surgery. Stevie was like, what are you doing running out there? I hadn't ran yet or nothing, but it just set up perfect. It was crazy.
But for you, as that moment's unfolding,
it was already over. It was happening.
Yeah.
Because that's why I was out on the field.
Yeah, right.
Because I knew it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't there a part of you that anticipates that? Like, you had that for Yankee fans, you had that kind of career, right? Like, you just kind of expect those moments with Derek. So you're going up there laughing, like, yeah, of course.
Well, you always expected. Anytime he came up with in a tough situation or something, he was always going to get a hit or get a walk or make it a tough at bat. So I mean, that's just what you expected out of him. That's just what he did. And But, you know, in that moment, at that time, like, I knew that was like...
You knew it was going to happen.
It was going down. Like,
I didn't know.
Now, what would be the game you'd put, if you could pick any game from your career and pop it on again, what do you think it'd be?
Man, I don't know if I could pick one. You know which one I'd probably play is the first one at Yankee Stadium in 1995, because I have no idea who we played or what happened.
Your first ever game.
First game in Yankee Stadium. I opened in Seattle. I had no clue what happened. My first game.
First game in Yankee Stadium. For me, it would just like, for me, us playing together, playoff game, ALDS in 09. And first inning, I gave a couple runs. I was nervous as hell. It was Yankee Stadium. It was my first playoff game as Yankee. Everything at that year was the first. I pitched the first game at the new Yankee Stadium. It was my first start. Like, everything was a big deal. And I gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Denard Span hit a single. And we come in, and G sitting next to me. He's like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. You know, I'm nervous as hell, though, you know." And he was like, "All right, I got you." Comes up and hits a bomb to left. Like,
2-run homer to tie the game.
I've
yeah.
never seen a guy hit a ball to left field like that. Only other when he took Price for 3,000 deep. But like, he hit that ball, I got goosebumps, and it was like over after that. I was like, all right, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just something small, like, but it was a huge deal for me and like for us. I guess obviously we won the World Series that year.
Get you out of here on this, Derek. You've had this special relationship with Yankee fans forever. From your vantage point, how would you describe that connection you have?
We grew up together. Yeah, I came to New York, I was 20 years old, and I played here for parts of 20 seasons. So one special thing about Yankee fans, they watch every game. And they're the most knowledgeable fans in all the sports. But they've seen everything. You know, they've been there the good times, the bad times, but the bottom line is they're loyal, you know, and they're fans for life. So it's a special relationship that I wouldn't trade places with anyone.
CC, now you know you got to practice on your golf game that you've been talking smack to Derek.
Oh no, it's gonna be ready, man. I'm not even worried about that.
No pressure.
Still shooting in the 80s, I'm definitely gonna catch it.
Whoa, all right. You don't know how hard that, dude. I'm lucky if I crack 90.
I never said what I was shooting. You just asked what a good score was.
That's
what he said. He'd break 80.
You see, he gets a microphone. He starts twisting your words just like the media.
Do that though, man. Okay, we'll see.
Thank you, Derek.
No problem.
thePlayersTribune.com.
You know, Yes is running all this Derek Jeter programming in the lead up to the jersey retirement ceremony.
What is this? Is this jersey retirement, number retirement? Like, this is like the third thing, cause like enough is enough. Like, when is everything done? Like, they should have just did jersey, number, plaque. You got the plaque already, right? See, that's another one. They're gonna do a plaque day too. Watch.
No.
They got like the captain logo on the Sunday Night Baseball.
This is
it's cool though.
This is it.